Hey there, and welcome to episode 9 of Email Marketing Mastery. And let's just jump right into it. Alright, so today we are going to be talking about no reply email addresses. So, what exactly is a no reply email address? A no reply is an email address using the format of no reply at companyname.com. So, many businesses use a no reply email address to discourage the recipient from sending a response to their transactional emails or email marketing campaigns, thus forgetting the cardinal rule of email, which is the fact that email is email is a one-to-one communications medium. And the way I like to always say it to customers that I deal with on this is, you are building a relationship with your clients or your prospective clients. It is impossible to build a relationship when you go to a person and say, listen, but please do not talk to me, only listen. Right, so what are some of the problems with using a no reply email address? So in many countries, sending an email with a no reply email address is illegal. In some European countries, for example, you have to have a working email address that people can reply to if they have any kind of question about your email. It is highly impersonal, and it leads back to the cardinal rule. Email is a one-to-one communications medium, and having a no-reply email address makes the medium no better than radio, television, or magazine advertising, where the content is a one-way channel to the end user. A no-reply goes against mutual trust. Would you trust someone sending you communication to whom you cannot respond? A no reply can be highly frustrating to your recipients who may have a genuine need to respond to your email, to ask a question, or to make a comment on your email. A no reply basically tells your recipient that you really don't care about them and what they have to say. And that's not the best way to grow a relationship. It actually limits business opportunities. What if your customer wants to add to their order or ask a question before buying something that you are promoting in your email to them? It actually decreases conversions due to the reasons listed above, but most importantly, there's no trust from the subscriber side. Some inbox providers, spam filters, and email security systems send no reply email addresses straight to the spam folder. And most inbox providers do not allow you to add a no reply to your address book, which then leads to decreased engagement, which then leads to decreased deliverability and inbox rate. Some people will actually reply to an email asking to be removed from the subscriber list. Instead of clicking on the unsubscribe link, they are afraid that clicking on the unsubscribe link will lead to even more emails and probably spam. So when they cannot reply because of a no reply email address, they will mark the message as spam, which again leads to lower deliverability and inbox rate. So I'm not here to name and shame anybody. But I see a few really well-known marketers that is renowned for the quality of the content that they put out. They're very well known and very well liked online, that use no reply email addresses. And I mean, that to me is just insanity. And I've seen myself, through the consulting that we do with customers, I've seen how open rates can drastically increase by using a real email address. I mean, we've seen jumps from in open rates from the low teens to mid to high 20s to even into the 30% by just changing the from and or the reply to email address to a real email address that people can respond to. And it's not like they suddenly saw an increase in volume of people responding to email. It's just a question of that trust. Suddenly there's, they have the ability to speak back to this company or to this marketer that's speaking to them. But let's look at that in a bit more detail. So why and how to use a reply to email address, right? So reply to address nurtures the conversation and thus the relationship between you and your customers. A reply to address can be a salesperson's address, a general email like sales at, support at, help at, etc. Don't use a generic friendly from name, right? So this is not the address, this is the actual name that it comes from, like customer service, account verification, newsletter. Always include your brand name. For instance, Inbox Jam customer service instead of just customer service as your actual from name. A from name without your brand name is automatically suspicious unless it's from a well-known person in your organization, right? So if you have, let's say I'm going to use a big name and a big personality here. So let's say, for instance, you are doing business with Virgin, the Virgin group of companies, and a message comes out to you and it's from Richard Branson. For most people, when they see the name Richard Branson, they don't need to know the organization name, right? They immediately know that Richard Branson is Virgin, the Virgin Group. He's not going to send you a personal message, but he does send out newsletters. I'm on that list. I get newsletters from Richard Branson. The name is clear there, and there's immediate trust because I immediately know who the person is. And also, obviously, the content needs to be relevant. Right. So many ESPs support the ability to have a different from name and address and a reply to name and address. This means you could have a from name and address of a well-known person in your organization, right? So in the example of Inbox Jam, I can be sending a newsletter from Richelieu at Inbox Jam, or just Richelieu Killian in the from name, and my personal email address, or not necessarily my personal email address, but an email address that I would use as a from address to send out a newsletter. But then at the same time, have the reply to address be your customer service or sales address. Right, so how do you handle these responses? You set up a dedicated email address to receive responses. Filter out automated responses. Anything containing words like automated response or message delivery notification or out of office, anything along those lines, anything that you can think of, and you're going to see new ones. I mean, as these messages start coming in, as people start responding back to you, you're going to see the kind of things that you need to filter out. And generally, this is a support or a customer service email address which goes into a help desk or service desk in any case. It's a good idea to always have a link to help in all emails, right? And what I mean by that is, people may have a question, may have a concern or whatever, and they need to be able to contact you. And make a link to your help desk or your service desk make it stand out in your emails. Make it easy for people to find this link to go and talk to you or your business or your brand directly. And obviously, as I said, the reply to address is going to your service desk in any case. Out of office replies actually helps you. You will immediately know what the person you will immediately know that the person will not be opening or taking any action on your email for a period of time, but should not be marked as inactive because they have not opened for a while. That's it for this episode. Really quick and easy. It was a lot of content. But yeah, I mean, just remember, you're building a relationship. You're talking to real people. You're communicating with real people. You want to make it easy and simple for those real people to be able to talk back to you and not just be the recipient of your messages, right? So don't talk at people, talk with people. It's as simple as that. Any questions? Pop it into the comments. As always, I'll respond as quickly as I can to those. If you don't want to pop a message in the comment or a question in the comment section, send us an email, emm@inboxjam.com, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can on those. And then next week, episode 10. Can you believe it? 10th episode of this program for this year. So episode 10, we're going to look at delivery rate versus deliverability, or better known as the inbox rate. So next week, Thursday, at the same time, I hope to see you there. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week, Thursday. Thanks for watching.